You and I believe that we should stay. When soon that gentle stream began to flow, we could die believing that our tears would rain. You can cry and still let God never grow.
Sunny side up, awake to pride and I stretch my prayers right up beside the sky, and that's the God Preem without Sue. But don't get it twisted up, he's still supreme to you. Bold heights in the big city, where we launch from, living in a skin placed under the gun, but on a straight path, never a detour, surviving in life's paint. That's what we for, taking a knee for, synergy reset. Check out the energy we get. The 3-man plan help ya come out change forever better. Mute the noise like a silencer, making a pistol hiss. See the blessings giving you a way to take a crisis in midlife, turn it to a chrysalis. As we got older, we talk healthier. Loud attitude, crave to be stealthier. We cooked up an oath, putting an emphasis on growth, with a friendship that won't budge. Every now and then out of place, we get nudged, but we day one fitted, so we stay a day with it. Most won't get it, trying to live out their dreams without someone adding a nightmare. And owning the right path to walk away from it, it's not fairly easy, so some do plummet. Gotta learn to evolve outside the lines. That's how I do it with mines. Tiger eyes under the eyelids at every single view is what I'm teaching my kids to skip around the queue. No longer waiting for plates, we used to starve, so we allowed to bite off more than we could chew. Hey yo, Preem, what you gonna do?
That verse was the calm, now here's the storm. That verse was the calm, now here's the storm. That verse was the calm, now here's the storm.
Well, that's true.
God's work to live amongst hurt, but stay planted in faith in straight form. It's a norm to have storms take position in skies, where uneasy waters indigenous to lies. But behold, there's gold tucked beneath the surface. Raised to be on point, but now we on purpose. Convert into a seed when rainy days come to leave lessons to learn from. No need to grieve for the death of the old you that ushers in change. Give birth to better versions for you to claim. The best weight loss is losing the opinion of others with a cross to nail to you for sinning. They throw stones so that your towel gets thrown in, but you let them see you'll forever be sewn in to debate if love has more stamina than hate. And showing them what we should choose to forsake, but knowledge isn't here to work on behalf of ego. Stormy weather moves through emotions of the people, and if they don't find a trace of what they feel in your face, they treat you like your actions aren't legal. But a cliff will never walk towards you for the fall, so plant firmly in where your knee goes to crawl, cause how you revel brings the devil to the past. So speak divine of God theory with no need to be high.
I speak divine of God theories. I speak divine of God theories, no need to be high.
Well, that's true.
Yo, I stay real, I gotta pay bills. I be a pusher man, just call me Curtis Mayfield. I draw like Picasso, red Billy Blanco. I made it, I'm like Mitch Green, did it when I close. Meaning I'm a rhyme fest, what up? My career is in fifth gear and I'm near the clutch. I'm riding for my home team, strapped like I'm Bo King, making sure them youngins keep their eye up off of my chain. Big city militant, Jay Dilla diligent, blacking out like Eminem. These kids love my riddle and I'm bad. My character, textbook of a winner. I'm shutting the lights off when I talk. It's Jimmy Lennon, it's Redman, bruh. You ain't gonna hear me on the radio. Yo, I'm too explicit for the radio. You don't get airplay with bars out of San Quentin. Word up, that's why I keep a grill on my cameo. Look at them, these little niggas, they ain't learn nothing. That's why I'm mean mugging, creeping like Eileen cousin. Fighting with a pen and pad, I got the art of war. I'm up like them quad wheels out in Baltimore. Redman, fuck the world, make a meme out of James Bond with the phone so I can screenshot him. Lyrically suicide, I'm on my Steve Jobs. Even the amputee hand trying to give me 5. Man, yo, we be moving over here. Yo, we be moving over here. You see a boss over here, nigga. Yeah, I don't play games. I'm trying to stay alive. So run and tell JJ I'm dynamite. Yo, we be moving over here. Yo, we be moving over here. You see a boss over here, nigga. Yo, I don't play games. I'm trying to stay alive. So run and tell JJ I'm dynamite. I'm dynamite. I'm dynamite. I got suckers, you won't be attracted. Yeah, this that 54 show. This that band from TV. This that reservoir flow. This that dope money. Chic, Luge, Edgar Allan Poe. Yo, I got weed and brown liquor for your baby mama. I voted for her 8 years like I did Obama. Call of Duty in the Sprinter on my way to Reno. Peeky out like I'm rich while I drink Pinot. Yo, Doc, cause we moving over here. Yo, we be moving over here. Yo, we be moving over here. You see a boss over here, nigga. Yeah, I don't play games. I'm trying to stay alive. So run and tell JJ I'm dynamite. Yo, we be moving over here. Yo, we be moving over here. You see a boss over here, nigga. Yo, I don't play games. I'm trying to stay alive. So run and tell JJ I'm dynamite. I'm dynamite. I'm dynamite. The dynamite. The dynamite. I'm dynamite. I'm dynamite. The dynamite. The dynamite. Hey man, kick a little something for all them cars that got the woofers in the trunk. Let's give them some.
All right. Okay, here we go. Here we go. On a Wednesday. Better late than never. Here we go. All right. We're going to be talking about black people. My not so favorite subject of people to talk about. Because we're supposed to be evolving out of that whole black mentality. But we're going to talk about this. We're going to get into this because part of the evolution, part of evolving out of blackness is addressing these things. Are black people soft and sensitive? Are black people too soft and sensitive in America? Yes, indeed. But before I go into that, and Lord, I'm not trusting, and Lord, I'm not share this thought with you all. I am the intellectual Lord Benjamin Manhattan. This is Supreme American TV. And again, you know, the topic tonight, we're going to get off into this. Are black people too sensitive, too soft and sensitive in America? Yes, they are. Oh, yes, they are. You know, I'm going to tell you, first off, let me close my door. Close my door in my office. That's where I do my thing at. Yes, black people are too damn soft and too damn sensitive. And let me tell you why I say that. I say that because it's the truth, number one, because I'm tired of seeing these YouTube channels. How many of y'all see these YouTube channels? I'm not going to name some of the new YouTube channels because I watch them and I don't want to make it seem like the YouTube content creators are, you know, their content is messed up. But I'm starting not to like the foundation of what they're talking about. Like a lot of these YouTube channels, when it comes to race, you know, black YouTube channels, you know, black people are treated like victims. Black people are taught to look at themselves as victims in this society. What do I mean by that? In these YouTube channels, they sit up here and like they always reporting on every white person that said this to a black person, every white person that used the N-word, used the word nigga. You know, they make it like it's something that we should just be up in arms about. It could be a random white person using the N-word, a so-called N-word to go viral or whatever, or just to agitate. Because again, we know that a lot of these people out here, these racists, are nothing but a bunch of provocateurs, and they get out here and they try to incite things in people because, again, you know, I don't have any racial interaction with people, and again, they make it seem like so-called black people are just so sensitive to the N-word. They're so sensitive to, you know, racism and things like that. We've been dealing with racism in this country since the Europeans came here. Our people have been dealing with racism from them. It's nothing new. But how we deal with it can be. How we deal with racism when confronted with racism, it can be a new path to take. See, because a lot of so-called black people, they get bent out of shape. They start, you know, crying about racism, crying about, you know, being called names and things like that, are being made fun of and whatnot. And I'm like, I hate that dynamic. I'm like, black people, y'all have the weapon, you know, to, you know, retaliate as far as insults go. As far as insults go, you know, you can call people as many names as you want to call them as well. You got names in your arsenal, all kinds of things to combat that. So I'm like, and also as far as attacks go, you could fight back, you could protect yourself, because that's the path our people should take. If people want to come at you a certain way, you got to fight fire with fire. Stop being so damn sensitive about the N-word. Find a few words to call these people. Give it right back to them. I saw a sister on one of the TikTok videos, and she was going back and forth with this Caucasian male. And, you know, she was calling, he was calling her the N-word and with the hard ER. And she just hit him back with, you was still a fat ass, you know, K-word, the cracker word. She's calling him all kind of names. I'm like, bravo. You didn't break down. She didn't break down when somebody called to the N-word. She didn't break down and start crying like they expect us to do, because that racial attack calling us the N-word, because that's all they got left. That's all the racist Caucasians who like to use the N-word. That's all they got in their arsenal. They use that as a way to, you know, because they've been taught that historically to call us that was somehow trigger a response, trigger some sort of emotional response, because that's the whole reason why they call us the N-word, because they're trying to trigger some emotional response. And I can say the word nigga, I have no problem with it, you know, because, you know, a lot of these people who were calling us those words, if we gave it right back to them, called them all kinds of names, then it would be considered racial badgering. They'll make up a law if we came back and started calling these people names, if we came back and started making fun of them. Like, for example, with the Drew Ski skit, right? Just calling this out, the Drew Ski skit where he did the Erica Kirk, because first time he did a NASCAR driver, the second time he did this take on Erica Kirk, he paid for the makeup and all that stuff to get done, and it was very good. Now, was he making fun of white women, or was he making fun of Erica Kirk? You see, a lot of people took offense to that, because you got these racist Caucasians up here talking about they're going to do blackface. I'm like, he wasn't doing whiteface. He was making fun of Erica Kirk. But see, these are the people who can't stand to be made fun of, even if you're not making fun of them directly. He made fun of a person, not a race of people. They want to take it as an opportunity. You see all these people coming out talking about we're going to do blackface, as if y'all haven't been doing that already. And how y'all going to really make fun of people for real? Do you know y'all the funniest people that make for y'all shit? White people, you know, you can make fun of them for days. You can make fun of them for days. Why don't y'all do that and stop crying about the N-word? Why don't you fight fire with fire? Why don't you show that you're not soft and sensitive to words like this? Because the more you show that you're not soft and sensitive to words like this, the more these people are going to stop using it. They telling you that, you know, you're supposed to be so horrified by the N-word, right? But yet they sit up here and had this guy at the BAFTA Awards call Michael B. Jordan and Delroy Lindo niggas. And like I said, they feel as though black men should be able to, or black people in general should be able to take a joke or not be so sensitive. Okay, you're right. I agree. Black people shouldn't be so sensitive. Black people shouldn't be so soft about words and things like this. That's why you turn the words back on them and see who the real sensitive people are. When you give it back to them, you start calling them all kind of snow monkeys and crackers and everything else. When you start coming up with different names to call them, because there's plenty of names to call them. If you want to do a white minstrel show, you really could. I don't know why people haven't, because you'll see who the real sensitive people are when you start making fun of them. You see, they want to have the right to make fun of our people. It's like, you know what it's like? It's like they want to tie our hands behind our back and punch us in the face, and we're not supposed to fight back. You see, the minute we start hitting back and fighting fire with fire and making fun of them and calling them racial slurs and whatnot, all of these people, these non-black people, the minute we start doing racial slurs, that's when it's going to be, what is it? It's going to be verbal abuse. They taking channels away. Oh, you can't say this, you can't say, but you can say nigga as much as you want on YouTube. That lets you know who runs YouTube. And that's fine. You can find all kinds of ways, because again, you don't really have freedom of speech. At least black people don't. So-called black people don't have freedom of speech on these social media sites. And then you got these Democrat-run shows and whatnot that try to make black people feel as though they are or should be seen as being sensitive and soft to racial slurs and whatnot. And it makes us look weak as a people. It makes black people look weak as a people. Because like I said, somebody call me a name, I'm gonna just go ahead and call you a name right back. Simple as that. You curse me out, call me a racial slur, I'm gonna curse you out and call you 50 racial slurs. Got plenty of racial slurs. Y'all need to get your racial slurs up. You need to get your racial slurs up. You need to get your self-defense up. If these people come and try to call themselves step into you and put their work in on them, you got to do what you got to do. Stand up as real people. You see, stand up as real people. Blackface has zero effect. It's not even funny. They're not even trying to be funny. See, because Drew Ski was being funny. These people they really don't have no sense of humor. All of their so-called funny stuff is meant to be really meant to be a racial insult and denigrating. It's not even funny. Like it don't even bother nobody because it just looked dumb. And then it's like you making up a bunch of corny stereotypes, fried chicken and you know, all kind of stupid stuff they say and, you know, talking incorrectly. But like, you know, it's so much material that you could do about the racist Caucasians, you know. There's so much material you could do about them, about fleas and ticks in their hair, all kinds of stuff you can make fun of these people about, how they ain't got no rhythm, all kinds of stuff, you know. But we don't do that because so-called black people don't do that because it's, you know, it's not really something that we focus on. It's not something that so-called black people focus on. They more or less focus on trying to denigrate and insult our people because we live rent-free in their head and they make up all of these things and they do they still doing these tired ass black face, putting brown makeup on their face. I'm like, where's this supposed to be funny at? I thought we were better. I thought y'all were better than us. You supposed to be, you claim you a better race of people than us. Then why are you imitating us? Why are you trying to imitate and make fun of us? Like I said, you know, we don't do that. You see? When Howard Stern went up here and put blackface on trying to so-called denigrate people and whatnot, or Sarah Silverman did it. But like I said, nobody said, oh, well, we do Jew face or white face, or we didn't say that. But if you say I'm going to do Jew face or make fun of Caucasian Jews, you already know your channel going to get canceled. All of a sudden, you know, that's anti-Semitism. But Howard Stern could get up here. Amy, what's the monkey face bitch? What's up, Sarah Silverman? She could get up here and denigrate and talk about black women are crackheads and this, that, and the third, and call us up. But you look like a shaved monkey. Real talk. Sarah Silverman, yeah, you do. And Howard Stern, you try to denigrate black men because you know you got slapped up when you was living in Long Island amongst black people going to high school, Roosevelt High School. You get slapped up, and you said it yourself and get intimidated by black men. That's why you sit up here and have this underlying racial hatred for black men. You see, and that's why you get these black men up there and you try to clown them. You see, and nobody puts you in your place. You see, so they got all these little racial, you know, epithets, little things they have concerning our people. Like I did on my Buck Manhattan channel, right? By the way, go subscribe to my Buck Manhattan channel. Go subscribe to that. We're getting a lot of views. I just did a video on Liam Neeson. Y'all know Liam Neeson, the guy who did those movies, Taken. Liam Neeson, the so-called action hero who moves slow as hell. You know, they got to cut away from all his scenes. Y'all know Liam Neeson, right? Remember, he did this. He said he's on. He said this thing a long time ago, where he just came out and started talking about how some white female friend of his got attacked by some black person, and he was going around looking for a black man to jump on. And so I just had to, you know, I wanted to revisit that, you know, and really look at the Neanderthal that came out of him about that. And you know, all these Mayo monsters was coming out of nowhere because I guess I said something about their beloved action hero Liam Neeson and his racist Neanderthal nonsense. He come out to he want to jump on any black person and whatnot, any black man and whatnot. And I'm like, you know, if a so-called black person says something like that about a white person or anybody, they'd be all kinds of racist. They'd be all kinds of canceling people, things like that. So, like I said, these people are okay with, you know, always putting us. And I'm like, what? How did this even come up? Like, it's really like we live rent free in the heads of these people, and you know, unfortunately, we're taught that we're supposed to feel some kind of way or let people sit around here and denigrate and make fun of us, and we don't hit back. Like I told you, it's the old. They want to feel as though they could verbally assault us, verbally attack us, and even physically attack us, and we're not supposed to fight back. We're not supposed to say. We could say some stuff too. You know, we got some racial stuff to say too. We got things we could definitely make fun of. Like I said, I think people should start doing. I think that so-called black people should start pushing the envelope. Like I said, take it beyond what Drewski did, because you're seeing that these people are super sensitive. This guy Jake Paul, he sit up here talking about they getting mad at the Drewski skit. He talking, what if we do blackface? Again, it wasn't about blackface. It was about him making fun of Erica Kirk. It wasn't about him making fun of white people. When he did the NASCAR guy, it wasn't about him making fun of white males. He was making fun of a NASCAR guy. But see, that shows you who the real sensitive people are. That shows you who the real sensitive people are. Since they could do blackface and do all kind of over-the-top stereotypes, why don't somebody do a damn whiteface minstrel show? I'd love to see that. I'd love to see a whiteface minstrel show. I'd like to see, and I'm saying this not from no racial standpoint. I'd like to see everybody, since so-called black people are expected to take all the racial jabs and insults. Why is anybody feel as though they are exempt from getting the same treatment? If you say we can't take a joke, or so-called black people can't take a joke, or black people so sensitive, why not give it back to them? Now, anybody out there want to do a white face minstrel show? I'll pay for it. I'll pay for you to put on real white face makeup and get a dog head wig and put it on and whatnot, and make fun of their 2-inch peckers, make fun of the fleas and ticks in their hair, all kind of shit you can make fun of them dancing off beat. Just throwing out some ideas here. I can't do all that because I'm busy. I can't do that. But again, it's not even about a racial thing. I'm like, if we all gonna joke on people, let's all joke on everybody. Joke on gay people, joke on Jewish people, joke on regular white people, joke on Hispanics, joke on every fucking body. So don't sit up here and think it's okay to say stuff about black America. Joke on Africans. Everybody should get it. If black people is expected to take a joke and be talked down about, why can't everybody be in that? If it's okay for Howard Stern, if it's okay for what's her face? I forgot her name. Sarah Silverman to get up here in blackface and talk crazy about so-called black people, if it's okay, because they always do that because they know that 9 times out of 10 we won't say anything back, because the media ties your hands when it comes to saying stuff back to them. Like I said, you see who the real sensitive people are. You know, that would be gold right there. If you have to do it probably on Patreon, if you did a white minstrel show. I would love to see a white face minstrel show on Patreon. I would definitely pay some ideas for some of you content creators out there. I'll definitely go and support that. I'll support anything with people being made fun of. Everybody should be able to be made fun of. Everybody. You see, everybody should be able to be made fun of. Nobody should be off limits. You know, nobody should be off limits. You see. And again, prejudice. That's fine. That's fine being prejudiced and whatnot. If people want to prejudge and be prejudiced or racist, that's fine. Like I said, we can all laugh about it. Let's put all the insults together and see who's the funniest. You see, it's all kinds of things. Like I said, there could be people making fun of people and whatnot. Again, that should be our biggest weapon. You know, black people used to be famous for playing the dozens. You know. We used to be famous for playing the dozens. And like I said, you know how they do the rap battles in the dozen. Like I said, certain people are not going to play that because, you know, certain people are going to really get sensitive, you know. And again, they don't expect us to, you know, it's like the ugly kids in school making fun of the good-looking kids. I told you they have this complex when it comes to our people. They feel as though they should be able to say whatever they want about so-called black people, but we can't say anything back about them. Then, you know, everybody else will be sacred when it comes to us. You know, we can't say whatever we want to say. Really? I think y'all should push the envelope past that. Exactly. We called it ranking. Why don't a lot of people take that up again? Forget the damn rap battles. You see, forget that. Forget like make like we used to make fun. We used to make fun of people. We used to make fun of people for a long. We used to make fun of all kind of races of people when I was coming up. We made fun of white people, Jewish people. We made fun of black people. We made fun of Africans. We made fun of gay people. We made fun of everybody. Now it seems like these people are off limits to be made fun of, but black people, y'all, it's okay to call black people niggers and talk about chicken and watermelon. And these white people that make these racial jokes, they so fucking corny. They're very corny. They're not even funny. And then when they put the damn makeup on, they actually look better when they put the damn makeup on. They look better. You know? If they thought they looked ridiculous or ugly, why would they put the makeup on? Why would they put the makeup on? Why would you sit up here and try to imitate or go through the process of putting blackface on? Because I kept trying to think, who thought of that nonsense? That just goes to show you that we the real indigenous Americans. Because all the emphasis was basically put on clowning black Americans. All the emphasis was put on clowning us. Minstrel shows and blackface and whatnot. They made a whole entertainment industry off of that. They went into making movies about this stuff, clowning our people, and just making fun of our people. But the very same people, when you give it back to them, they don't know how to handle it. Again, that just goes to show you that these people really have an inferiority complex. They have an inferiority complex. When you give it back to them, I improve it. They so used to insulting and openly, blatantly calling us racial slurs that when you give it back to them, they don't know how to think. I remember one time I was doing a show and this white guy called in and he called me a dumb Bronx Zoo N-word, called me a dumb Bronx Zoo N-word and all this other stuff. And I said, you a maggot. I said, you a maggot, but with the, you can't say with the F, I call him a maggot. And I said that I called him a cracker and everything else. And boy, was he stunned when I did that. He didn't know what to say because they're not used to black people calling them names. They're not used to black people making fun of them. They're not used to that. They don't know how to act. They lose their shit when you make fun. Just this skit with Drew Ski proves it. Drew Ski, again, was not making fun of white people. So why are they taking it as a racial thing? Drew Ski was making fun of Erica Kirk. That shows you how slow they are mentally, how slow a lot of these people are mentally. They like to love talking about low IQ. They couldn't tell that he was making fun. He made fun of the mega pastors. He made fun of them as well. So is he not allowed to make fun of whoever he wants to make fun of based on the things they do? Again, these people want to make it a whole thing about blackface. That clown Jamie Kennedy that made that bullshit movie, Malibu's Most Wanted, where he trying to act like a rapper. You see, all that wiggle white boy shit, all that stuff always comes out and underline. You show that they racist because he come out of nowhere. I ain't heard nothing from this guy Jamie Kennedy, the Malibu Most Wanted cornball. He comes out talking about I'm gonna do blackface now because since Drew Ski could do it, I could do it. That show, and then the guy Jake Paul who paid Mike Tyson to take the damn fall. This clown come out time he gonna do a blackface skit, right? Why don't you do a skit about you? According to Corey, allegedly you live with a man, you a sodomite. They can make jokes about you getting your ass punched in, by your boyfriend, Jake Paul. That'd be funny, or how you paying niggas to take dives for you, Jake Paul. You can make fun of that. You saying? It's all kind of things you can make fun of with these people. See, because it takes them down a peg. I'm tired of black people talking, well, we're going to just take the higher road, not call them any kind of name. Why? Why are you taking the higher road? Why you got to take the higher road and watch these people call you the N-word, and then y'all sitting up here acting like you so stunned and hurt, and he called us the N-word, and he called us the... So what? Shake that shit off. Y'all call yourselves niggas all the time. You care if a white boy call you that? You give that much power to that word, and these people calling you names when you got the weapon just as much to give it right back to them. Like I said, you got 100 things you can make fun of. They say one thing about us, and when I said that to that white dude, he didn't know what to think. He was so shocked that I came back, and he was like, it humbled him. He didn't even call me the N-word no more because that was his weapon. That was his weapon. He thought that I was going to shut down and be like, whoa, man, why you had to call me that, man? He thought I was going to just go and crawl over in the corner because, you know, that's their command word. They were like, the blacks are sensitive to the N-word, so I'm going to call them a nigger with the hard ER. I'm going to use the hard ER, the N-word with the hard ER. We don't care. We don't give a fuck. We don't care. You know what I'm saying? Because we got an arsenal of shit to call y'all. If it come down to it, and that go for anybody, you Africans, you Arabs, you Asians, whoever, because y'all love to throw the N-word around too. Everybody love to take shots at Black Americans. We seem to be hated by everybody. You know why? Because we indigenous to America. That's why they hate on us, because we indigenous to America. That go for the Africans, the Asians, the Caucasians, the Latinos. Everybody hates on the real Americans in America. Everybody. You see, everybody hates on the real Americans here. That's all that is. And we have to understand that haters hate you because they want to be you. Haters hate you because they can't be you. So why are you caring about anything they say about you? Again, when that lady was calling the guy a fat cracker, she was calling him a cracker and fat, you know. And he called it an N-word. He calling the boss, y'all some N-words with the hard ER. And they're like, you still a fat ass cracker. She was calling him, hitting him back with all those slurs. And he didn't know how to take it. He had a damn meltdown. Because she was like, yeah, so what? I'll be that, but you still a fat ass cracker. She kept, and he just didn't know how to deal with that. You see, it's like when a bully punches you, usually when the bully used to picking on you, then you turn around and knock the shit out of the bully and hit him back. He don't know how to deal with that. When you go and hit him back, he don't know how to deal with that. 9 times out of 10, he ain't gonna fight you. He ain't gonna, because bullies love to bully. They don't really want to fight. Bullies more or less want to bully. They don't want you to fight back. They get off on bullying you and watching you take their shit until you knock the shit out of them. Then you know what they're gonna do. They're gonna leave you alone. That word is gonna be less and less important to them, because they know that they're gonna be met with a barrage of insults. Verbal insults, because again, fight fire with fire. They do one thing, you do 2 things and more. Stop being so goddamn sensitive about the N-word and whatnot. If they call you that, figure out things to call them. Give it right back. Fight fire with fire. If they put hands on you, you put feet and fist on them. Stop being so damn sensitive. Stop sitting up here and being surprised. We was raised and born in America. We grew up next to a lot of these racist people and whatnot. And you got to assume they all like that. You got to assume they all like that. And that helps you stay on your guard, and that helps you stay sharp and keeps you in alignment with who you are as a people. You see? And again, it also trickles down into how we do business in America as well. We have a very, so-called Black people have a very soft energy when it comes to business and, you know, things and whatnot. In corporate America, we have this very soft energy in all of these places where Black people will act like, you know, these people are doing you a favor in corporate America. You try to align yourself with these people in these industries, and they really think of you the same way, because again, inferior people are always trying to denigrate the people who they feel are superior to them. And that's all racism is about. It is about a bunch of inferior people who are so bothered by our people because deep down inside they feel our people are superior to them. That's why they have to denigrate and act like, you know, we're so lesser than them, or that we're less than them, because that is what they need to tell themselves. They need to tell themselves that they need to be racist, because when you look at other races of people, or especially a group of people who you feel intimidated by, what do? You denigrate them people. You call them names. You do things to work against these people, you know, when you get in positions of power, because you have this racism and hatred for these people. Why? Because you feel inferior to these people. That's the real truth. You feel inferior. You feel inferior and whatnot, and you feel scared and you feel like bitches when you around our people. That's why you gotta call names, you gotta say some racial shit and all of that. And for you black females who want to run after these brads, they don't want you. They denigrate you the same way. They'll lay with you just to denigrate you the same way. They see you the same. That's why y'all look even more pathetic running after them. You black females who run after these brads and toms, you look even more pathetic running after them because they see you the same way. They denigrate you all the same way, especially when you sit up here and you kiss their ass. When you sit up here and kiss their ass and run behind them and whatnot, that make them denigrate you even more. That make them disrespect you even more. You see? And again, this shows nothing but weakness. It shows nothing but weakness. Sitting up here trying to placate to these people for what? Why are you up here trying to placate to these people? Why are people up here trying to placate to people who are not even on your level? These people are not on your level, not genetically on our level, not mentally on our level. So why the hell are you sitting up here letting these people talk crazy to us? A lot of y'all feel like, you know, y'all take this weak position when when you hear a white person calling you the N-word or anybody else, y'all just like it just really like breaks you somehow. You notice this with black people, whenever they hear some racism or white people calling them the N-word, because that's always their favorite go-to, either calling us monkeys or calling us the N-word or whatever they calling us. There's always some kind of thing, but you never hear it coming back. You never give it back to them. You never give it back. It's like you let them punch you in your face and you just stand there and let them hit you in your face. You don't defend yourself. You don't hit back. You don't attack back because that's the weakness in you, because you're taught to be weak under these people. You're taught to be soft under these people. You're taught to placate to and care about whether they use the N-word or not. Who cares? It's a fucking word. So what? It's a word. And you know what? They really want you. They love thinking that word somehow is like a solar plex punch to you. They call you a nigga and y'all sit up here and y'all ready to double over and ready to cry and be upset. Your whole day is destroyed and whatnot. And you know, I remember Richard Pryor said some dumb shit like that. Richard Pryor, I remember he was doing this comedy show. It bring me in mind. He said, you know, you could be up here arguing with your white buddy and whatnot. He's like, you could be up here. He gave a scenario of black and white. He said you could be up here arguing with your friend, your white buddy and whatnot, and y'all going back and forth, y'all getting into it. Then he turned around and called you a nigga. He said, and that just break your spirit. You don't feel like a man no more. I'm a nigga now and all that. And I'm like, why you let somebody else? And I could tell he probably felt like that, you know, when white people call him the N-word, like that bothers him. I'm like, why does it bother you? It's just a word. You could give them back some choice words. Call them the same name. Think of the most racially denigrating thing you can call them, and you give it right back to them. That's how you do that. That's how you do that. Think of the most racist shit you could say about them and give it right back to them. About their heritage, about where they come from, anything. Anything. You got a lot of material. Instead of digging into that rich material, because they've been relatively, your racist Caucasians have relatively been spotless when it came to people making fun of them, because they really can't take it. I remember when Brand Nubian made a video. What's the video where they Brand Nubian? I'm trying to think of the video they made, and I forget the title of the song, but in the video they showed a white man. One of these guys was playing a white man with white paint on their face, right, and a white man's wig on their head, and they had paint on their face, and he had devil horns in his head, right, and now they was making fun of white people and whatnot, calling them devils and shit, you know, making fun. You know, the record executives made them take that out the video. Tell them, oh, stop calling my people devils and stuff like that. If you stop calling, so in other words, see, they get bothered by name calling. They get bothered by it. We supposed to just take it, but when you give it back to them, they don't like that. They don't like that. They show you that they have a very inferior, they have an inferior complex because again, they feel as though they can make fun of us because we could take it. We supreme people, we superior people. They not like us. They not sensitive like us. Look at these people. They look better than us. They more astute than us. They look stronger than us. And that's why they feel they can insult us. They feel like they should have the free reign to insult us because we're that much better than them. That's really why they feel like that. Now, if we was on that level, if we was white like them or Asian or something like on that level, then they'd be like, oh, we're not going to make fun of them because they're one of us. But they make fun of us because they know we're not one of them. They know that they feel that we are better. So then the whole goal is to take us down a peg. You know, they call us that word, the N word, because whenever they feel you being uppity, whenever they feel that you don't know your place, you ain't kissing their ass, then you're going to become an N word. When you got self-respect and you don't care about them and what they think, you an N-word. You know that, right? You an N-word when you don't believe they bullshit, when they made up history and stuff like that, when you don't placate to or agree with none of the lies they tell, then all of a sudden you an N-word. You see, that's how that works. It's all based on their inferiority complex. These people run the world based on their inferiority complex. They do things in the world and they are spiteful to our people based on how inferior they feel to black people. And I'm not saying this because, you know, of a racial thing. I'm saying this because of a inferiority complex thing. I'm not saying that they feel inferior to our people because why do we live rent free in these people's heads? Again, what would make you think to say, you know what, I'm going to make a black face as if y'all ain't been doing that? Why is it wrong for if Drew Ski could do it? That show you how slow they are. I can't use the R word because you can't even say retarded. You can't say that. That's offensive to them. You can't say nothing about gay people again. But anything else you can take shots at black people, right? You got gay people calling black people the N word. Right now, if you use the F word on them and call them all kind of thing, oh, you had Asian people, was this Asian girl on the train calling black people the N word, just coming out, just talking about N word this and N word that. Now, if they would have said something about, you know, her obvious features, her slanted features, and they made fun of her, then all of a sudden, oh, it's racism. Don't talk against Asians. Stop Asian hate. You know how you Sambos, they use up there, stop Asian hate when, you know, but the Asians could sitting up here calling us N-words and everything else. And wasn't that guy, Young Jeezy? He was up there talking that stop Asian hate shit. Why? Because he was married to an Asian female who divorced his black ass. You see? You know? So keep that in mind. Stop sitting up here letting these people feel as though they got a secret weapon against you because you know they look at the N-word as their secret weapon. They know historically that was supposed to bother our people. I'm like, that's why they, like I said, they can't wait to use that, to pull that out the arsenal, these racist Caucasians, and not just them, the racist Caucasians, the Asians, the Hindus, all of them, the African, they'll call us the N-word and whatnot. That's how you know, again, that we indigenous to America, because that word is specifically created for our people. Because it came from an English word, the word niggardly, which came from the English when they came over here, because they were some of your early people that settled over here, and they got mad because a lot of our people had rich land, acreage, and whatnot. We wouldn't share any of the harvest of our land with them because they were starving over here, and they developed a hatred for our people, and they would call us niggardly people, stingy people, niggardly, and niggardly over time broke down into nigger. That's why you'll still hear certain people pronounce it with a D at the end, nigger. They'll say it with a D at the end because you could tell at one time it was part of niggardly. So they just cut it off. Again, these people always had a hatred for our people because of who we are as a people, which is the indigenous Americans of America. Simple as that, just us being indigenous, and the fact that they would rather lie and claim that they got us from Africa, from some dirty part of Africa and Western Africa. They'll sit up here and make up all kinds of lies that we was hanging in trees and studying Islam, and that we was just so dumb that the white man brought us over here and cleaned us up. These are the lies they tell to make their inferiority complex, you know, to soothe their inferiority complex. They make up all these things out of their inferiority complex, all these fake history they make up about us coming from Africa and we were savages in Africa and we got sold into slavery. Bullshit. BS. All lies. They lie like this because, like I said, they have an inferiority complex. They got to go and do blackface and do all this. We don't even look like that. They sit up here putting over exaggerated blackface all over their face and trying to talk crazy and act like we talk like that. I'm like, we don't talk like that. We don't act like that. But that just goes to show you how mentally ill these people are, that they got to make up something, a caricature that's not even us. We don't look like that. We don't act like that. They making up these made up stereotypes. These are the same people that sit up here and was writing stories and writing characters in these movies for a long time. It was these Caucasian Zionists who was writing all this shit in movies about our people, writing all this, how we talk, how we act, and things like that. They would write all the stories. Why? Because they wanted to control our image. They wanted to control our image, which is why they wrote all of these movies talking with stereotypical stuff about our people, how we talk, how we do this, how we do that. It was a very long time before they started allowing black people to write for black people in Hollywood. It was prior to that, it was Caucasian Jews doing all the writing, all regular white Caucasians doing the writing on our people. And they were coming up with some of the most racist and stereotypical plot lines because that show you how simple-minded they are. They think that we are just some regular, simple-minded people, and that's not the case at all, but they want to portray us like that. Yeah, so that go right back to them racist little jokes and racist little made-up stereotypes of our people, because, again, these people want to hide their insecurities when it comes to our people. That's all it's about. They want to hide their insecurities. They want to hide their insecurities when it comes to us. They want to sit up here and act like they're not insecure. They want to act like they don't have an inferiority complex. These are the same people that'll go to a game. They'll go to a basketball game. And I didn't know that the basketball players, they had to deal with a whole lot of racial nonsense when they play in the games. You get these guys that get good tickets and sit up here and go to the basketball games and call the players N-words and whatnot. And, you know, just basically taking shots and calling them all kind of names. These guys are playing and doing their job and, you know, entertaining, and these clowns sitting on the side getting drunk, calling them N-words because they jealous. They're jealous that these men are titans. These are big, strong men doing something they wish they could do, getting all these women. So, of course, they N-words. Well, I got to denigrate them because, you know, I could never have their money. I could never have the women they have, but I can call them a nigger. That'll balance out the playing field. At least I'm not an N-word. They'll do that. They don't, because they don't ever look at the fact that they sitting in this country. They ain't got no money. They broke or whatever. They don't got money. They can't get women. They need money to get women. The basketball players, they get women just being athletes, and they wish they could do that. So the jealousy comes out, and that's when they sit up here. They'll go, who pays money to go to a basketball game just to call people names? Who does that? They do that a whole lot. And the NBA don't say nothing about it because these guys are paying for tickets. They won't say nothing about it. Sometimes, you know, that's a lot of fights happen with the people. They would throw things at the basketball players because, you know, these people are savages and they act like monkeys. So, you know, monkeys throw shit. You say they throw shit at the basketball players, and then they got the nerve to call on people monkeys. Listen, don't nobody look more like monkeys than Caucasian people. You know, they don't nobody look more like monkeys than Caucasians and Asian people. Be honest with you, they look more like primates than us. We ain't got straight hair, we ain't got pale skin, we ain't got thin lips, but they call us monkeys. That's deflection. That's a deflection. We don't look nothing like monkeys. And when Charles Darwin when Charles Darwin, one of their luminaries, when he did their scientific luminaries, Dr. Charles Darwin, when he did the evolutionary chart of monkey to man, at the end of at the beginning of the chart was a primate, a monkey, and at the end of it was a white man. So how you turn that into we look like monkeys? How you turn that into we look like monkeys? We don't got straight hair, we don't got thin lips, we don't have pale skin, we don't get wrinkled monkey mouths like y'all. So how do we look like monkeys? Well, now it showed that y'all got the rhesus monkey gene in y'all blood, the RH factor. See, all that's comedy gold right there. That's comedy gold. You see, y'all should be if you get your racial slur up, like, man, if I wasn't, you know, I'll just make fun of people. You know, you make fun of people You know, if I was on that type of time, I would do a white minstrel show, a white face minstrel show, because I would do a minstrel show about gay people. Why not? Since everybody should be able to take a joke, since everybody just having fun and joking and whatnot. Hell, Dave Chappelle, he got to walk on thin ice when making fun of other races of people. Dave Chappelle, you see, and they accepted Dave Chappelle for the most part, because he always using the N-word, and he always like, you know, and that makes them feel good that Dave Chappelle using the N-word and, you know, semi denigrating his own people. But then when he give it back to them, when he say stuff about gay people, he makes sure he don't say something about Jewish people, because those are the most sensitive people right there. Very sensitive. The Jews are real sensitive when it comes to any kind of verbal, I'm not even gonna say it's an attack, but just, you know, just making fun of these people. They take anybody making fun of them as an attack, but we're not supposed to take it that way. We're supposed to laugh it off, and it's a joke. They sit up here, all Hollywood, and sit up here. Hollywood was built off of minstrel shows. The movie that made Warner Brothers, their most money at the beginning of their biggest movies was The Jazz Singer. The Jazz Singer, right? This is a Caucasian Jew who put blackface on and was, you know, in this movie, Al Jolson, and he put on blackface, right? And was singing Mammy and trying to denigrate black people and call himself making fun of black people. And he looked real stupid doing it. I'm like, people really went to go see that? Go look up that movie, The Jazz Singer. Go look up that movie, The Jazz Singer. Now, the Warner Brothers were Caucasian Jews, right? Now, they'll be the first ones to say, you know, don't anti-Semitism, don't talk, make racial slurs to Jewish people. But I guess it was okay for the Warner Brothers, who were Jewish, who came from, they always talk about how they come from oppression and poverty and whatnot. And, you know, you're always supposed to be understanding about their plight, but they're not understanding about ours. They'll sit up here and denigrate us like the rest of the racist Caucasians do. And and then turn around and act like they are above being made fun of. They'll turn around and act like they above being made fun of. They feel like they should have the right to make fun of us because they have an inferiority complex, and they have these channels, they have these ways of reaching out to people. So they feel like they should have the leeway to clown our people. Again, notice all the focus it always goes on us. See, when people all put their energy into denigrating a group of people, that just shows you who they really see the supreme people as. Because inferior people, or people who feel they're inferior, always going to throw darts at the people who they feel are superior. That's really what it is. They don't hate on us because we are lesser than them. They hate on us because they know we're greater than them. That's a jealousy. These are the same people. He made a song called they made a movie called The Jazz Singer in 1920. It was one of Warner Brothers' first movies. And they was calling jazz music, you know, because they called The Jazz Singer. Jazz music came from our people. Now, when jazz music came out, they was calling it jackass music. They was calling it N-word music, all kind of denigrating things. Then they make a movie about it, and he's the jazz singer. You see how twisted these people are? How twisted and sick these people are? You see? Yeah, Davis Tyrone Biggins. That was funny. That was funny. You need to see more of them. You need to see y'all. I hope some of y'all are content creators out there. Go set up a white minstrel show page. I tell somebody, go set up a white minstrel show page and just start making fun of white people and see how far that go. See how YouTube and them will be, or you know, maybe you could go to Patreon and do it. But I'll definitely subscribe to that. I would produce it myself, but I got too many things. I can't get involved in that. And I'm saying it not because I'm racist against white people. I'm not racist against white people or anybody. I feel like if you feel as though because if black people could be made fun of and joked on, everybody should be able to be joked on and be made fun of. Then you're going, like I said, you'll see who the sensitive people are. You'll see who the real sensitive people are. Once you start throwing jokes back and whatnot, they'll show you how sensitive they are. Because again, they getting all bent out of shape over something that ain't have nothing to do with white people. That show you how slow they are. They don't understand satirical humor because the stuff they do is not even funny. If it was funny, I would, because I'm not sensitive about, if you're gonna make fun, do it, but make it funny. They're not gonna make it funny because it's not about being funny. It's not about satire. It's about brutal and vicious attacks where it's not even funny. It's basically, you know, them calling you the N-word with dark face on and whatnot, and trying to just basically use this as a weapon. Because again, they wasn't talking about doing this before he did that about Erica Kirk. He wasn't making fun of white people. He was making fun of her. Now, if one of them put dark makeup on their face and made fun of, say, O.J. Simpson or somebody like that, I wouldn't find nothing wrong with that. That would be on the level of that. He wasn't attacking white people, but again, they take it that way because they too goddamn sensitive. They too sensitive. We supposed to be the ones okay with being made fun of, but not them. You see? So I'm about to wrap this up. Yeah, just give them back their racism, man. I just had to do that. I went off and did that. And, you know, I'm like, you know, I hope this toughens up on people. I hope it toughens up black people and stop with this. Again, if y'all got such a problem with blackface, stop calling yourself black people. Your skin is not even black. If you got such a problem with blackface, stop calling yourself black people. Stop identifying with the word black. You're not black people. You don't got black skin. You identifying with a racial slur that came from them. In 2026, all that black this, I'm black man, black woman. You ain't got no black skin. That FBA nonsense, what they trying to carry over into foundational black Americans. We don't got no black skin. We are Americans. We are first Americans of America. We don't have no black skin. I told you that term black was a term of erasure. It was meant to erase the copper-colored peoples of America. That's why they called us black people, as a term of erasure. But all people are too dumb to understand that. So they'll sit up here and, yeah, black is a race and black is power and black is an insult and is a term of erasure. Stop trying to make it more than what it is because it came from these white people, because it came from these Caucasians. Stop trying to make black more than what it really is, a term of erasure. And y'all, every time you identify with being black, you line yourself up for blackface. You line yourself up to be called. You line yourself up with all these things that they put under black, all these racial insults and all these denigrating statements they make for black people when you identify as black. So how you do that is stop identifying with black. Stop identifying. Especially in 2026, we don't have black skin. That is a racial classification that came from the government to make us second-class citizens in our country. That's all that is. And stop with crying over the N-word and white people calling you that. Like I said, if they knew that our people were going to answer right back and call them something else, you'll see all the fire come out of them. They'll be up here filing damn police reports. They'll go so far as to pass laws in Congress and Senate to tell us that we can't say nothing against Asians, white people, Jewish people, anti-Semitism. Everybody has a law protecting them against verbal assault, but not black people, not you. You ain't got no law. So that just shows you that they want to feel like they could continue to insult our people and denigrate our people, and nothing happens in return. The return should be more jokes about them. More jokes about them. But that's it. FASM Fest is coming. The first American Street Music Festival is coming. Go to FASMFest.com. Go to FASMFest.com. We're doing this May 16th and May 17th. We are looking for donations. We're still gathering donations. Please, I'm going to be out there in Atlanta May 16th and May 17th at the First American Street Music Festival, aka FASM Fest. Go to our site, FASMFest.com. Go to FASMFest.com. Get involved. Make a donation. We trying to raise. We a little bit over 12,000. We're trying to raise $12,000 within 30 days. So can y'all please go to FASM Fest and make a donation? It's going to be at Rodney Cook Senior Park. We're going to be celebrating who we are as first Americans of America. We're going to be celebrating that. So we need your help out there. We need your help to make this happen. Donate to the First American Street Music Festival, FASM Fest. Come out, spread the word. We're going to have a good time out there. We're going to be turning up. It's a family event out here. We're celebrating our first American heritage, our first American indigenous heritage. This is for so-called Black Americans who have heritage that goes back into slavery and beyond it in this country. So Again, this is for us as the first Americans of America. We out here celebrating our American heritage. We are not African. We're not African Americans. We're not black. That's by us celebrating who we are as first Americans. We throwing all that in the garbage. We throwing African American in the garbage. Black is going in the garbage. FBA should go in the garbage too. Yes, it should, because it's still connected to black. And Tariq Nasheed said FBAs are half African and half American indigenous, which is calling us African Americans. I told you that's nothing but the African American remix. FBA is the African American remix. So we should reject all that bullshit. We are first Americans of America. We're the only real Americans in America. So when you start making statements like that, again, that's how you stand up and fight fire with fire. Because we know we the only real people here. So support Phasm Fest. Go to the our site, phasmfest.com. Go to phasmfest.com. Make a donation. Make a donation. Help us make this happen. I'm going to be out there running my mouth, talking and whatnot. Y'all could be asking questions. We're going to have security out there. The police going to be out there. It's going to be at Rodney Cook Senior Park, right down the street from the historically black colleges and right down the block from the Mercedes-Benz Theater. Right there in Atlanta. It's going to be 2 days. It's going to be filmed. We're going to be live streaming. We're going to have musical acts there. We're going to have performances. We're going to have a lot of DJ out there. We're going to, I think we're going to have trail rides out there. I'm thinking we're going to have trail rides for the children, riding horses out there. I think we're going to have a basketball game out there. I'm going to be debuting my Lord by Lord Manhattan line for my Lord Manhattan company. My upscale leisure wear, Lord by Lord Manhattan. I'm gonna be out there with that. So yeah, I'm gonna be running my mouth. We're gonna have a good time. It's gonna be vendors out there. We're gonna have a good time. So come on out to Phasm Fest, support Phasm Fest. Let's make this our pilgrimage. Let's make this our thing in America. Let's go. Let's do this. Because I'm the only one that seems out here standing up for who we are as first Americans, to be honest with you. So let's make this happen. And go to and subscribe to my Buck Manhattan channel. Go to my Buck Manhattan channel. And those of you who are up there is listening, give this a thumbs up. Let me tell you something. YouTube be hating because I'll be watching people giving my videos thumbs up, and YouTube, like, they don't let you ever see that when you see the thumbs going up on the video and YouTube be like, they don't have the thumbs, in sync. Like, the numbers are supposed to be going up on the videos, but they'll hold back the numbers. They do that. They'll hold back the numbers so it don't go up on YouTube. I've watched them do that. I'm supposed to have a whole bunch of likes on my videos, but YouTube holds back the likes for a reason, obviously. So go to my Buck Manhattan channel, Buck Manhattan. That's BUCKMENHATTEN. Go to my Buck Manhattan channel. And also subscribe if you're not a subscriber to the Supreme American channel. It's right here. Go subscribe to that. Go to my Mentellect Patreon page and become a patron of my Mentellect page. Again, I say things on the Mentellect channel on Patreon that I can't say on here. So I do nightly broadcasts. So go to the Mentellect channel. Also, I meant to tell you this. I got a webinar coming up. I'm going to be talking about relationships. I got a webinar coming, and y'all gonna like this. It's I don't have the exact title of the webinar in front of me. I don't have the exact title, but I'm going to be doing a webinar on relationships, about men and women's relationships, and how the instructions on practical, the instructions on relationships, practical relationships. I don't want to mess it up. I'll have it next time because I don't have it in front of me. But I'm going to be promoting this on the 24th. I'm going to be doing this webinar. I'm going to talk more about it on Friday. I'll be back live on Friday for this webinar because I'm going to be talking about relationships. And I'm definitely qualified because I got 2 wives. I got 5 children, soon to be 6 and 7 coming. So, I got wives and children. We all get along. We live together. Big, beautiful home. So I'm going to show you men and women how you're supposed to have real interaction, real meaningful interaction with one another, and grow real relationships. It's very, very, it's going to be very, very, how I say, there's no word for enlightened. That's the best way I can say. I'm a little, caught up for words when I'm saying how I'm going to do this. So look out for the webinar. It's going to be on the 24th of April. I'm going to start announcing it on TikTok, the webinar, and I'm going to be doing webinars on all kinds of stuff. Y'all going to see, y'all going to like the topics. So stay tuned for the webinars, you know. $15 to come in and listen and whatnot, but it's going to be 2 hours. And in there, you can ask me questions. It's going to be interactive. I'll be live on camera. You can ask me questions about relationship or whatever I'm talking about. And I'm going to logically break it down. So just look out for the webinars. That's going to be our class because I can't get on the road no more and do classes like I used to because, you know, husband, father, you know, community director. I'm busy. I can't go out and do classes no more. I used to do classes. People show up and do classes. Now I'm going to bring the class to you all. The webinars are coming. The webinars are coming. The I'm going to call them this. I don't know I'm going to title it yet, but I got all this knowledge I want to dispatch to y'all, man. And I'm not putting it on these platforms. I want to do something that you all can really take from and really get into and really, you know, use practically. I'm only going to speak on practical things that you can really do in real time to have great relationships with the opposite sex, with men and women and whatnot, because men and women need to redefine their relationships. It's time for the redefinition of relationships between women and men. So get ready for that. So webinars is coming. Check out the American Indigenous channel, Sister Imra Vinzettam Tangela. All right, check that out. The Supreme American, it's not Supreme, it's American Indigenous channel. Check out the Draconian Rules clothing line. And yeah, I think I talked about everything. Look out for the webinars. They coming very soon. We're going to have an interaction. Like I said, we can't really do how we want to do because YouTube, I can't do it because I can't read your comments and whatnot. And Patreon, the only thing I could do, we're going to be doing it on Eventbrite and what's the other? Zoom and Eventbrite. So look out for that. So that's all. Thank you all for listening. I'm going to close this out. Now I'm not trust and I'm not, you know, extend this message to you all. Thank you for listening. I'll be back on Friday. I'm about to go do my nightly broadcast. I got to get that in because, you know, got to give my people the knowledge that that our people definitely need to go take us forward. So again, thank you all for listening. I want to close out with some music. Oh, good night.
And I don't jest, cause the words I manifest, they will take you, sedate you. And I will stress upon you the need for you all to feed your minds and souls so you can lead yourself to peace. I got a real objective here. I am effective here, cause I select a clear method for all. Suckers I maul, they fall and crawl into the pit of purgatory. I go for glory, I'm taking inventory, counting all the tough luck ducks while I narrate, relate and equate, dictate and debate, cause my fate is to be co-making history. I use sincerity, but I'll still bury the doubts and questions of all the skeptics. I'm kicking clout and I'll even bet this is true. There's nothing so-so, cause I know right about this minute I'm in it, admit it, I did it for you. Cause this is what I'm into. So chill while I instill that we almost fulfilled the proper mission for us. And yo, this is a must. To these lines of my rhymes, I attest. Huh. These are the words that I manifest. I manifest. Take heed to the words that I manifest. Take heed to the words that I manifest. Take heed to the words that I manifest. I suggest you take a rest for the words I manifest. They will scold you and mold you while I impress upon you the fact that I use much tact that rhyming, co-climbing, and chill while I attract that girl you're with. I got a sincere quality. I'll give her all of me, cause you're too small to be trying to rip. So let me uplift and shift my gift. Let's go to the fullest capacity. I got tenacity, because I have to be the brother who must live and give with much insight and foresight to ignite, excite and delight. And you might gain from it or feel pain from it, because I'm ultimate and I'm about to let off knowledge, wisdom, understanding, truth with coup. So won't you throw a hand in the air, put up a peace sign, and please find that though we're feeling good, we should, we could, we would stop. Think for a moment, okay, and then sway while I convey that we must do away with all the stress and the strife. God bless your life and use kindness and never blindness. And you will find that this perspective is best. Check it out. These are the words that I manifest. I manifest.
Take the words that I manifest. Take the words that I manifest. Take words that I manifest. Take words that I manifest.
I convey that what I say will awaken you today. Have you jocking while I'm talking? But any way that you put it, I'll give you lyrics to live to. Righteousness rules, so I'll forgive you this time. For you are being very ignorant. That's insignificant, I guess you figured and hope to be. Dope is me, I G you flee. Because the pressure's too much for you. I'm your professor. I've got the touch to do more than the rest who fess and can't compete. I'm elite, I'll defeat, delete and mistreat. Make mincemeat of other fools. Cause I'm the brother who'll snatch up the funds and make lonely ones. I meant it really, cause I'm clearly obsessed. And these are the words that I manifest. I manifest.
Take heed to the words that I manifest. That I manifest. Take heed to the words that I manifest.
I manifest.
Take heed to the words that I manifest.
I manifest.
Take heed to the words that